Good afternoon, good evening, YouTube. Video DJ Dre is back for another tutorial episode. And today we're going to be going over wiring up your live stream setup. I did a video a while back on my 2025 live stream equipment, what I use. Got a lot of good responses from it, but I also got a lot of questions saying, well, how do you hook that stuff up? You know, it's nice that you got all this pretty equipment, but how do you hook it up? And today, that's what we're going to do. That's what we're going to talk about today. Today, we're going to go over the behind the scenes or the behind the equipment on how you actually wire all this up. And I'm going to start with a basic simple system, a one camera system, which I'm sure pretty much a lot of people are out there using and a lot of people know about. And then I'm going to move up gradually to what I use, a more elaborate multi-camera system. And I'm sure some people got even more than this. You know, I done got addicted to this thing. I was a club DJ for many years, well over 15 years, playing in the clubs 2-3 nights a week. And now I'm retired from that. You know, basically, I do a little bit of gigs every once in a while, but this is where I have my fun at, right here in my studio. This is where I get all my love for music out to the people again, and I really love it, and I've gotten addicted to it. So I've started to spend a little bit more money into my live stream this year. I've been doing this for about a year, and I've been gradually spending a little bit more and more money upgrading my system, trying to bring you guys a better sound, a better quality of music, better quality of video, all of that. Watching other YouTube videos on how to get my sound, what camera should I get, what equipment should I get, what sound cards to get. I've watched a lot of videos on that, and they help me out a lot. So hopefully this video can help you guys save some time out there as far as how you hook up your equipment. And another thing, I did a video a while back on how to hook up basic equipment, you know, basic audio equipment. And if you go back and look at that video, it tells you about the basics of hooking up a system, the male to female relationship, because that's all we're talking about here. We're talking about a male to female connection in audio. And that video kind of explains that a little bit. I'm not going to get into that today, but you can hook up a small system based on those same principles all the way up to a mixing board like you see behind me, all the way up to a show at the Coliseum or a symphony show. That basic male to female relationship is pretty much a ×1, ×2, ×10 connection, and it just keeps getting bigger and bigger. I'm gonna roll this out in just a second, but for now, I'm gonna start off with your basic setup that most people use, and that's your one camera setup. And your one camera setup, a lot of people out there, they use OBS, as you can see over here. That's what most people use. OBS is great. It runs off a computer. I use right here is a Mac Air. One of the newest versions of the Mac Air, but the cheapest version. So I think it's like an M3, but it's the basic version, you know, trying to save money, you know, so I got what I can afford. So your basic setup is a basic webcam, that one camera setup or two cameras going into your computer, whichever computer you choose. I use this webcam up here. That's a Brio camera. That's a Logitech Brio. If you can see that without that light shining on you, that is a Logitech Brio camera right there. And that camera, the wire from that camera, which is a USB-C, runs all the way around, all the way behind there, and it plugs right into this computer over here. I have a hub hooked up down here, and the computer automatically connects and recognizes that, and that's that overhead view that you see right here. I'll switch to the overhead cam, and that's that overhead view that you see right there, that particular camera. Now, the front camera I use when I live stream is my iPhone. I have that hooked up over here on this gimbal. My iPhone right here. The reason why I use this iPhone is because if you're running a Mac computer, one of the later Mac computers, there's something called continuity camera, where you can actually go into the settings of your iPhone, You can go into the settings of your iPhone and you can actually connect your camera to your computer wirelessly. And I found that to be the sharpest picture, even better, even sharper than some of these mirrorless cameras that I'm using. Very sharp, very high quality, and it's wireless. And it gives you a second camera and it works every single time I cut it on. So I really love that. And that's the picture that you're seeing there on that particular computer. Wireless setup, no problem. Now my sound that I run into this computer, and I'm gonna get behind the boards in a minute. My sound, how I get my sound, the sound that you see me using right now is coming from this Rode wireless microphone that I have on, and that's running into this right here, this Rode Caster Pro 2. Now you don't need this. I'm gonna back up a little bit in a minute. You don't have to go this far and go out and purchase one of these, but this wireless setup right here, that's the wireless device. I just got that plugged into channel 1. Channel 1 is where you see that signal jumping, and that sound is going into the computer. This Rode Caster Pro 2 is a sound card. It acts as a sound card. It transfers that analog signal, the analog signal that comes from the back of your mixer, the analog signal that may come from a microphone or anything. It transfers that into a digital signal, changes it over so that it can route into your computer, so your computer can pick that sound up. Now there's a lot of sound cards that you can get on the beginner's level. You don't have to go out there and get no Rode Caster Pro. You can get one of these right here. Underneath there you see that is a audio box USB. That's pretty much a sound interface, a sound card that a lot of people use if they got a studio program, if they got like Logic Pro and they want to get their sound into their computer, like the guitar sounds or their keyboards or whatever they want to get in their computer. They'll run the analog signal into that sound card and then the USB out into your computer. And that's how you get your sound that way. That's a basic setup. Another sound card that a lot of people use and somebody asked me about was the iStream that I use right here. You can see under there, that's the iRig Stream. That also connects a analog signal, which you see under there. The analog is that red and white. You see those gold plugs under there? That's our RCA left and right channel. Comes into this pretty much what this is a sound card. It comes out the other end as a USB, or this right here, this is an iPhone connector, whatever connector. You plug that into your computer or your phone, and that's how you would get your sound from your mixer. Your RCA's on the back of your mixer or whatever device you're using. That's how you would get that sound back into your computer. So there's several different ways that you can get sound, several different sound cards that you can use. My main sound card that I use is the Rode Caster Pro 2. And then I route that sound into what I now use, something I picked up probably since my last stream I didn't have, is this Roland direct streaming AV mixer. I love this. I looked on YouTube. I got the idea off of YouTube because my computer, my Mac Air, not one of the strongest Mac Airs. If you got you a MacBook Pro or you got you one of those a little bit more expensive computers that got a lot of memory, got a lot of speed, you can hook up multiple cameras. But I found out over the course of the past year, the more cameras I hooked up to my Mac, the slower it got. And then my live streams or my recordings would start to be a little, start to glitch a little bit. The sound wasn't on point. The video was glitching. I started to stutter a little bit and the video just wasn't. And I realized because I was just doing too much with that computer, I was overloading it. Not only do I do, my live streams with that computer, I was also editing videos with that computer. So a lot of memory was being sucked up. And as you guys probably know out there in the computer world, if you record a 4 gig video and you put it on your computer and then you delete that 4 gigs, you don't get that whole 4 gigs back. You might get like 3.8 gigs back, and that other 2.2 gigs is like up in the computer universe somewhere. And the only way you can get that back after months and years of uploading videos and deleting them, it adds up. And you realize your memory is all sucked up, and you're like, where is it at? Only way to get that back is do a complete reboot of your computer, and then you got to put all your software back in. You might lose a lot of information, and who wants to go through all that? So I found a better way, and that better way was this Roland AV direct streaming mixer. This is called the SR20 HD, and I love this, and I'm gonna go over this. I'm actually gonna do a video on this in the future. Make sure you check that out. I'm not going to do a full video of it right now, but I'm gonna just hint on it. I'm gonna give you a little points, little bullet points on this and why I actually use it. No computer is needed for this particular mixer, and it allows you to hook up HDMI cameras, mirrorless cameras, DSLR cameras. It allows you to hook those up directly without any type of delay. Your sound, audio, as you know, in OBS, you gotta, a lot of times you gotta make sure your audio is synced up with your video, because audio is a lot quicker feed. Video takes a lot longer to process. So you gotta, do the little milliseconds thing on your audio, make sure your audio and your video is on the same wavelength. So when you see my lips talking, it matches up with what I'm saying, or the music, or the mixing, whatever. All the audio and video matches up. With this direct streaming Roland mixer, you don't have to worry about that, man. It's an excellent mixer, bypasses all that, frees up your computer, because now you no longer even need your computer. That's what I'm actually recording on right now. I'm doing this video right now using this AV mixer, and it helps with your editing. You can tap these buttons here. You can change picture scenes. That is my overhead scene right here. That camera right there, as you can see, is that overhead camera right there, and that is a Sony EV camera right there, and that's running into here. And then I have the other camera that you see me recording on here. That's also a Sony FX30 camera, where I'm getting my main picture shot from, running into this Roland mixer. Now, another great thing about this Roland mixer that I love is that you can actually hook up cell phones, and I'm gonna show that to you in a minute. In order to do that, I have to disconnect my OBS over here real quick. If you have any kind of camera, it can be an iPhone, it can be an Android. All you have to do is go to your camera. I'm sorry, not camera, phone. Any kind of phone, Android, iPhone. You download the Roland app, and I'm going to do a video on this. I'm not going to get heavily into this right now. You download that app onto your phone, and then over here on your iPad, you hook your iPad up to this Roland V2 HD MK2 mixer, okay? And you can add, see right here where it says cameras, you can add up to 5 cell phones. I'm not sure if you can see that. Let me block that out, that light. You can add up to 5 cell phones. You just hit the add button, boom, it adds that quick. I'll even see if I can show you real quick. Okay, I have an Android phone right here. Got an Android phone right here. Once you download the app on your phone, you just go to the Roland app, you hit a plus button, and it'll automatically recognize the camera. You see that? I'm gonna take that glare off there. You see it says there, that flip, Andre's Z4 flip. Okay, you just tap that button and it registers this camera immediately. See? Now, what's amazing about that, I can actually tap it to activate that camera. And as you can see right there, you see the camera? I'm rotating it all over the place. Let me hold it that way. Look at that. You can have up to 5 cameras and 2 HDMI, excuse me, let me get this right. let me slow down and get this right. You can have up to 5 cell phones, 5 cell phone cameras, as you can see right there. I'm not sure if you can see that. I got that bright light on it, but this is that camera right there moving around. You can have 5 cameras, iPhone or Android, and 2 HDMI connections, DSL or mirrorless cameras, all running into this system. And this is why I love this system, man, because there's no lag at all. If you need extra cameras, you got it, man. It's an excellent system. But let me get back to my iPhone camera, okay? Get back to that camera, and we're gonna go behind the scenes real quick, behind the board. Let me pull this out real quick and show you what I'm working with. All right, it's pretty simple. Behind here, what you have, your basic DJ mixer right here. Under here, I only have 2 wires going out. That is my RCA main output from my DJ mixer. I'm running the Pioneer DJM S9. That particular wire is a whole lot of wires under here. That wire runs all the way around and goes into this particular mixer right here. This is a Mackie Mix 5, a small mixer that I use because I'm running a lot of devices over here. I like to run my beat machines. I like to run a lot of stuff in. So because I don't have a lot of inputs on my mixer, I got a small Mackie Mix 5 mixer. So I run the output of my DJ turntable. I also run the output of this particular VersaLab beat pad. That wire right here on the back runs all the way around into that mixer, and also got an IKEA beat pad. The wires on the back of that right here, the RCA, the analog out signal, runs all the way around back over here to this Mackie Mix 5 mixer. Okay, you got that? I got all my audio running into that mixer. My audio outs from those 2 devices and this mixer. I have them running into here. Now, the output of here is going into my Rodecaster Pro 2. So all the sound in here is controlled by these levels right here. And that particular output, which is that main output right here, is going to run into this particular Rodecaster Pro 2. Now, me personally, I don't go directly into here, but you can. You can. Or if this is your mixer, your interface of choice, if you have a USB out on the back of this, you can run that into your computer, straight to your computer. How I do it, I actually run all my sound over to my studio board first, and then I run that back into my Rodecaster Pro 2. You following me? My RCAs from my DJM S9 and my 2 beat machines, my audio out sound is running all the way over here to this Mackie Mix 5. And that Mackie Mix 5 output sound can run right into your computer, or you can run it into something else. Me personally, I run it over to this bigger board, and the bigger board output, one of the outputs on the back of that, I run into the Rodecaster Pro 2. Now you're probably saying, well, what's up with this rolling thing over here? What are you using that for? Well, I get my main audio, since I've been using that, and I love the Rodecaster Pro 2, and I like how you can hook up these wireless microphones and all that. I still use that as my main mixer board for my live stream. But that's not actually the last end result. The last end result is the outputs on the back of this particular Rodecaster Pro 2 runs into this Roland. The audio runs into this Roland on the back here. Okay, that is the audio coming in. So channels 1 and 2 on the front are my main volume controls. You can see the meters jumping. That's my main volume for everything going out to you guys. Okay, and then this particular Roland mixer, it has HDMI inputs on the back, and you can pull this up online and you can see a little bit clear the HDMIs. They got them on the back so you can hook your cameras directly up. Full HDMI, full size HDMIs. You can hook your cameras directly up to that, and then you don't have to plug this into no computer. This is my computer. I'm not using OBS right now. I am using the Roland Direct Stream. And what I love about this, it also has an SD slot on the front where you can record your sets just like you can record on your computer. But of course, recording on your computer takes up your memory. Even if you're using a memory card or another drive, for some reason, when you're recording on your computer, it still sucks up just a little bit of that memory in that computer. This here, I don't have to worry about that. With this particular device, I'm recording directly into the device on the SD card. I pop this SD card out and I can put it in my computer for editing later, or it's just going directly to you guys as a live stream. And I love that mixer for that reason. So, I mean, if you can kind of follow what I did, it's pretty much a quick, simple setup. This particular computer, excuse me, it's not a computer. It is actually a computer built in, of course. But this particular Roland AV Stream, this particular camera up here, my FX30, Sony FX30, the wires of that is running into the back of here. And also this camera up top, this overhead camera, it's a Sony EV camera. The wires of that are also running into here. And I can hook up, as I showed you earlier, up to 5 cell phones. And I'm gonna show you that cell phone video real quick. Let me switch to that. Okay, that's the overhead. Let me go to the cell phone. Boom, okay. Just by switching that over, that easy, that fast, I switched over to this particular cell phone. That's my iPhone. That's not hooked up, that's no wires. That is a wireless connection, as you can see. No wires is hooked up to that. It's on a gimbal, but the phone is not hooked up to anything. That's wirelessly connected to this app, which is free. This app is free. You just download it from the App Store. It automatically finds your Roland, of course, as long as you're on the same Wi-Fi network, and you can hook this up to 5 cameras. So I actually love that. So now I'm over here on this camera. Now the camera quality of the iPhone is not as good as a mirrorless camera, of course. My other mirrorless cameras, it's not as sharp as that, as you can see. It shouldn't be, of course, because those mirrorless cameras can cost, you know, everybody knows they can cost a lot of money. You can go as high as you want to with those cameras, but the quality isn't supposed to be as sharp. But if you needed other cameras just that fast, you can have, you know, another camera set up, or even up to 5 cameras plus your mirrorless cameras, if you choose to have all of those cameras, and it doesn't slow down your connection at all. If I was to try to hook all this up to my computer on OBS, oh my goodness, you know, it would not be able to handle that. If I was going to try to hook all of this to OBS, all these cameras, cell phones, it wouldn't work. It wouldn't be able to handle it, man. My stream would be stuttering and it would be skipping and red lights would be flashing. But this right here is the excellent choice. I'm gonna do a video on this mixer, man. So definitely check this mixer out. I suggest everybody that's live streaming out there, especially DJs, to look into that. It's about a $800, $900 investment. but it frees up your laptop. It's powerful. Sound quality is excellent. Does everything you need to do. And it allows you to hook up, as you can see, multiple cameras. I can have as many as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 cameras hooked up at the same time and have no lag. No lag with my lips, no lag with the audio, no lag with audio quality. It's excellent. So I hope this video, I don't want to say little because I don't call anything little. I hope this video helped you guys out as far as wiring up your live stream, or how I actually wired mine up. You know, I kind of went through it kind of quick, but of course this is YouTube, so you want to do it as quick as possible. If you got any questions or comments, definitely hit them up, man. Hit me up below. Let me know. I'll definitely get back with you. I'll hit you up. Any questions, man, I'll do a video on it if I can, or I'll answer you directly in the comments. So once again, I want to thank you for checking me out. Make sure you like, make sure you subscribe to the channel if you're new, and make sure you check out my mixes, man. Make sure you check out my mixes and my other tutorials. Once again, thanks a lot, and I'm out.